Hello, I am back. So I'm going to make the icing now. So I have put, there's 2 avocados that I'm using, and these avocados were beautiful, man. So I have one left here, and should have had a big knife. So to take the pit out, I was going to show you. You take a bigger knife than this and kind of stab it and then twist. Ah, shoot. This knife was too small, sorry about that. It's pretty ripe, so the pit just came right out. Anyways. Otherwise, you would take a big knife and stab it. Now, I have an avocado. Now, I usually just score it like this into pieces. It doesn't really matter for this. And then scoop the flesh out. I can put it right in the food processor. I just did most of it before the video again. Okay, so these are beautiful avocados. Now these are nice and kind of green and bright. If you ever open up an avocado and it's kind of a brownish, not really even brown, but it's like a pale yellow mustard, almost like, anyways, and smell it and taste it, because some avocado, they feel right, looks right, it's bad. It'll have a really foul taste, so don't eat those. These avocados were absolutely beautiful. I get them at Save-On. If you live on the island or in BC, Save-On is the best place to buy avocados. I don't know why, they have the best avocados. So I have my little food processor here. If it's too small, I'm going to jump to my big one, but sometimes the big one's a little too big for something like this. So I'm going to give it a try on this little one. This is the actual size of the food processor I started with when I first started doing raw food. I had a little food processor. Just had to make more batches. Sometimes they're good, because sometimes you're making a small batch of something and you don't, a big food processor is too big. Okay, so what goes in here? Well, we are going to, oop, there's some avocado. We're going to blend up this just a little bit. It's very soft. These avocados are perfect. You want them soft, of course. Now, we're going to add, of course, some cacao, so chocolate powder. We're going to add some sweetener. So you can add whatever kind of sweet. You can even add just stevia to this if you want. I'm going to add maple syrup because I love the flavor of maple syrup. And coconut oil. I melted some coconut oil. That is in this little thing right here. So it's all melted already. Okay, so we are going to add the cacao powder, the chocolate. I'll start with 3 tablespoons first. Oh, it's messy. 3 tablespoons. Sorry. And then I'm going to add some sweetener. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon. I always start with less, remember. That's my rule. Always with less. You can add more. And then, separate 1 for the coconut oil. I'm going to start with 1 also. You don't need too much of this coconut oil. So that's 1 tablespoon. It's probably all we'll need. Then I'm going to blend it up. So remember, always stop, stir, and scrape the sides, and kind of lift and fold the mixture, because it's on the bottom too, right? You want to fold it over. I'm just mixing it because the powder, I just want the powder well incorporated in here. Then you can look at it already. Chocolate. You can already taste it. I'm going to add a little more sweetener. I'm taking this to a party tonight, so. Another tablespoon. I may add less for myself, but that's for other people. We want them to like it if that's our first introduction to raw food, right? A little more coconut oil. This makes it nice and creamy. So good. Okay. Now, I think it's chocolatey enough for me because I'm putting it on a chocolate cake. Now, if you were not putting it on a chocolate cake, you might want to add 4 tablespoons of chocolate. It is up to you, right? So I'm going to blend this, and then we will be back to decorate the cake. Hello, I'm back. Okay, we have our heart shape. See how it sticks? So what I'm going to do is put the icing on it and decorate it with some coconut chunks and some cranberries. So this is what the icing looks like. I don't know if you can see it. It is just like, it is the creamiest icing. And these avocados were so good that the icing tastes great. I did add some more cacao and a little bit more sweetener. So that'll be in the recipe that you guys get anyways. I'll add what I added. I'll give you the correct recipe. So of course, some of you might want to put this in an icing bag or something and do something really fancy with it. But I probably won't show you the end product. I'll take a picture of it when I get it finished. I just want to show you guys real quick for the video because it can only be 10 minutes, right? This video. I don't want it to be too long for you. So of course, like I said, you guys might be better at decorating cakes than I am. Be creative. Look at this icing. It's so good. And this icing, the great thing about it, it's actually pudding too. So you could have it as pudding. It is so good. And I tell you, so many people don't notice. These avocados were really good. So they don't really even taste like avocados. Sometimes avocados in a pudding like this, you'll still have the hint or the back taste of avocado. But this, it really doesn't, I have to admit. So, and if you still taste avocado when you're making your pudding, when you're making your icing, you add more chocolate and you add more sweetener. And that'll get rid of the flavor of the avocado. So you just add more chocolate and more sweetener. Because especially if you're trying to get kids to try it for the first time, right? You don't want to have that avocado flavor or they'll never try it again. So of course it depends on how thick you want your icing. You know, and then you're going to freeze this and you're going to keep it in the freezer until right before you eat it, and then you can cut it up and then put it right back in the freezer because it just gets softer and softer. And it can, if you don't eat it all in one sitting, you can keep it in the freezer for quite a long time. Just keep it covered or in some sort of a container. So I'm not going to do the sides because it is so I find this so sweet myself, but you could do the sides of the cake if you want. Oh man, my best. Okay, so there's the cake. It's an ice. See my heart. I'm not going to do it all here because I'm not sure how I'm going to do it yet for you guys. But this is my end of my bag of my coconut chunks. So it's kind of nice because they're smaller chunks. So I'm just going to show you, you know, the chunks like this. You can get the big chunks. So I would just like put the coconut chunks on the inside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the cranberries and I'm just going to line them on the outside of the heart and make the shape. Yeah. I tried to think of something red, and cranberries were the closest I could get, so anyways. Okay, so I'll just show you a little bit here, and then, oh, that wasn't too good. Some of these are broken up really small. This bag of coconut chunks is brand new, and you'll see it's new. You see how big some of these pieces are? These are just coconut, dried coconut, so it's raw too. So this is what I'm going to also put a bit on the top. Just pieces of coconut. Just put it over here. Ah, put it there for now. What a mess. Anyways, I'm going to do it prettier. That is it. Excuse me. Right now, you can't really see the cranberries. You'd have to be really close. So I'm going to take a picture. Excuse me. Sorry. I'm going to take a picture of this and put it on my blog, and then you can see the finished result. So have fun with it. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a fabulous time. Even if you don't have somebody, a sweetie to spend Valentine's with, you can definitely make yourself a cake. And that's, I think, is a good idea. Okay, stay tuned for more How To Thursdays. Please send me. I would love to know what you would like to see on How To Thursday. Always comment. Would love to hear that on how your cake turned out. And happy Thursday, everybody. Don't forget my blog, rawfoodsmadesimple.com.